What happens when you stop believing in yourself? You've said it before. Starting tomorrow, I'll wake up early. Next week, I'll start reading every night. This time, I'm really going to follow through. But then, you didn't. Or maybe you did, for a day or two. Then life happened. You stopped. And then came the disappointment. But the worst part? You didn't just lose a habit. Crossmark, you lost something far more important. Your trust in yourself. You still want to grow. But now, every time you try to start again, a small voice whispers, "Will I quit again this time? Can I even trust myself anymore?" Bullseye, that's exactly why you need the 7-day honor rule. A simple behavior, done consistently for just 7 days. Not for results, but to rebuild the one thing that holds everything together. Your self-respect. Megaphone if you've ever said, "I'll do it," but didn't follow through. White right pointing back hand index, this video is for you. And if you're ready to build principles that carry real weight. Principles that make you not just better, but stronger in how you see yourself. Pushpin, hit subscribe. Because in the next video, we'll break down how to stay consistent without relying on motivation. Part 1. Why you can't grow if you don't trust yourself. Most people think the reason they're not growing is because they lack motivation, time, or the right strategy. But the truth goes much deeper. You're not stuck because you're lazy. You're stuck because you've stopped believing your own promises. You once said, "I'll start studying today. I'll work out every morning. I won't procrastinate anymore." But you didn't follow through. Or you started, then quit after a few days. And each time that happened, you didn't just feel disappointed. You quietly broke your inner trust. Left pointing magnifying glass, self-belief isn't a feeling. It's a psychological system built from repeated behavior. According to Dr. Kelly McGonigal, Stanford University. In her research on self-integrity, the alignment between what we say and what we do. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, no matter how small, you reinforce a positive self-identity. But every time you say one thing and do another, you train your brain to believe you can't be trusted. Think back to the last time you broke a promise to yourself. Maybe it was simple. "I'll go to bed early tonight." But you stayed up scrolling till 2 a.m. You didn't just feel tired. You felt powerless. And then the doubt crept in. You wrote goals, but didn't believe them. You set plans, but deep down, already thought, "I'm probably going to quit anyway." That's the most dangerous place to be. Not because you failed, but because you stopped believing you deserve to try again. Why does your brain react so strongly to broken promises? In your brain, the prefrontal cortex is the region responsible for decision-making, planning, and self-regulation. Every time you follow through, this region strengthens its control. But when you repeatedly break your own word, its function starts to weaken. Like a muscle that's no longer being used. And once that happens, you stop being the one in control. Chart with downward trend, the self-destruction spiral begins with the smallest things. Making a promise and not keeping it. Doubting yourself more each time. Avoiding big goals, fearing another failure. Choosing safe routines that don't make you proud. Eventually, losing your self-respect. That's where the 7-day honor rule becomes your emergency brake. It's not a strategy to hit goals. White right pointing back hand index, it's how you give your words weight again. Lock just one small behavior, done for 7 straight days. White right pointing back hand index, no shortcuts. No excuses. No negotiations. It's a personal code of honor. And it says one thing. I'm the kind of person who keeps their word. At least to myself. That one act of consistency can begin to unlock every part of you you once believed was lost. Part 2. Why 7 days can completely transform your relationship with yourself. In a world that constantly tells us to think big, do more, and commit long-term, sometimes what we truly need is not a 90-day plan, but a 7-day honor pact with ourselves. Neurologically, 7 days is the minimum cycle to reprogram your identity. According to Dr. Wendy Wood, USC, a leading researcher on habit formation, new habits require repetition. But first, they require a continuous streak. So the brain starts to view them as the new to default mode. Pushpin: when you repeat one action for 7 uninterrupted days, your brain activates what's called a behavioral default. You're not just doing something. You begin seeing it as part of who you are. Explosion symbol ***. Psychologically, 7 days is short enough to eliminate excuses, but long enough to feel proud ***. If you commit to 30 or 60 days, your brain might resist. What if I fail again? I've tried this before and quit. But with 7 days, your mind says, it's just a week. I can keep my word. No excuses. This is known as bounded commitment pressure, a healthy tension that helps you respect your action without making it feel like a burden. Left-pointing magnifying glass. But what should you commit to? Many people fail simply because they chose the wrong commitment from the start. You don't need something impressive. You need something meaningful and small enough to honor it without breaking. White heavy check mark. How to choose the right 7-day commitment. Small blue diamond. Simple, but not meaningless. Not so easy it means nothing. Not so hard it becomes tomorrow's burden. Examples: write in your journal for 5 minutes each night. Stretch for 3 minutes every morning. Turn off your phone 30 minutes before bed. Send one genuine thank you message per day. Read one page of a book every morning. Small blue diamond. Tie it to a value you want to rebuild. White right pointing backhand index. This turns a checklist into an honor pact. Examples: if you want to build gratitude, write 3 things you're thankful for each day. If you want to rebuild self-confidence, finish one task on time daily. If you want to restore your discipline, don't skip your chosen action for 7 straight days. Writing hand # write it down, where you'll see it daily. Don't keep it in your head. Don't whisper it in your heart. Make it visible. Make it real. Write it as a personal declaration. I commit to doing ___ every day for 7 days. Not for the outcome, but for my honor. Bullseye, because this isn't about willpower. It's about self-respect. You don't owe anyone proof, but you owe yourself a reason to trust again. Megaphone. Comment below. White right pointing backhand index. I will keep my word 7 days. Because I deserve to be trusted again. Part 3. How to apply the 7-day honor rule in real-life situations. You already understand why trust in yourself fades. You also know why even one small action, done for 7 days, can start to rebuild self-respect. Now, it's time to turn understanding into action. Below are everyday situations where the 7-day honor rule isn't just relevant. It's powerful enough to create a deep shift inside you. Situation 1. I can't stick to any habit. The problem: you've tried waking up early, journaling, working out, but you always quit halfway. Eventually, you label yourself, I'm just not a consistent person. White right pointing backhand index. The 7-day honor solution. Choose one small behavior, and don't switch it. Example: write just 3 sentences in your journal every night. No more, no less. No breaks. Result: after 7 days, you don't just have 21 sentences. You have this feeling again. I am someone who can keep a promise. Situation 2. I've lost trust in myself after so many failed starts. The problem: you've started projects and quit. Enrolled in courses and dropped out. Now, you're scared to try again. White right pointing backhand index. The 7-day honor solution. Forget the big goal. Focus on rebuilding trust with yourself first, through one small, measurable act. Example, each morning, open an old note and write, "I'm still here." This is like knocking on your own door again, before knocking on the door of your dreams. Pushpin, you don't need to restart from results. You need to restart from presence. Situation 3, I'm lost, I don't even know what to do next. The problem? You feel empty. No clear goal. No clear motivation. Just a long pause, and you're floating through it. White right pointing backhand index, the 7-day honor solution. Don't pressure yourself to figure it all out when your energy is drained. Choose one small action that's meaningful, but not tied to performance. Examples. Write down one thing you're grateful for each day. Or sit quietly for 3 minutes each night and reflect on the day. This is 7 days of reconnecting with your inner self. Before trying to reconnect with the world. Blue Book Real Story, Amy, 7 Small Days, 1 Powerful Self-Respect. Amy was a designer who used to love creating. But after 3 failed job switches, she lost inspiration, and worse. She lost trust in herself. Each week she'd say, "This week I'll start drawing again." And each week, she didn't. Until she tried the 7-day honor rule with one tiny action. Each morning, draw 1 line. It doesn't have to be good. It just has to be kept. 7 days later, she wasn't a better artist. But she had something far more valuable. She felt like someone she could trust again. White heavy check mark, remember this. You don't need 7 days to change your life. But you do need 7 days to prove. Your word still carries weight. Megaphone if you're ready to start your 7-day honor journey. Comment below. White right pointing backhand index, I commit, 7 days for honor. I will keep my word. Part 4, after 7 days of keeping your word, you're not just changing a habit, you're rebuilding yourself. Something quiet happens after 7 days of keeping one promise to yourself. No applause. No fireworks. No one notices. But inside you, something changes forever. You start to feel, I can trust myself again. My words, even the small ones, still carry weight. Psychologically speaking, you've just created a self-integrity loop. According to research by Dr. Brené Brown, when you do what you say, even if it's small, you create a loop of alignment between identity and behavior. A self-integrity loop. The more you keep your word, the more you see yourself as worthy. The more you feel worthy, the more motivated you are to keep your word. Pushpin, and that loop doesn't need to start with a major success. It only needs 1 week of honor, keeping one thing you chose. Pushpin, you don't need praise. Because from now on, every time you look in the mirror, you'll see more clearly the person you're becoming. No more avoiding your own eyes. No more whispering, "Here I go failing again." You're not perfect, but you're becoming someone reliable. I just completed day 7, and for the first time in a long while, I feel lighter inside. Not because I did a lot, but because I did what I said I would. I think I'm back. Open lock. Why can 7 days unlock a stronger version of you? Because the difference between those who quit and those who endure. White right pointing backhand index isn't strength, it's small consistency. You don't need to be great right now. You just need to start with one behavior, and keep your word for 7 days. Because during those 7 days, you're knocking on your own door again. And every time you follow through, you're quietly saying, I'm rebuilding. And this time, I'm staying. Megaphone, drop a comment below. White right pointing backhand index, I kept my word for 7 days, and now I know I can restart anytime. Pushpin, and if you haven't started yet, choose one small behavior, and begin today. Not for performance. Not for results. White right pointing backhand index, just for honor. Honor isn't about grand gestures. It's about quietly keeping your word. ****. You don't have to do something big. You don't need applause. You just need to keep one small promise. Every day, for 7 days. And when you look back, you'll realize you're no longer the person who breaks promises. You're someone who follows through. You're someone rebuilding through quiet consistency. Bullseye, you don't need to wait. No need for motivation. No need for the perfect moment. White right pointing backhand index, just choose one small behavior today. And say to yourself, for the next 7 days, I will do this, not for anyone, not for results, but for me. Push pin if you're ready, drop a comment below. White right pointing backhand index, I choose ___ for my 7-day honor rule. And if this video stirred something inside you, thumbs up sign, like it. Repeat button, share it with someone who might need a moment of comeback. Bell and subscribe to follow our series of breakthrough rules. Because in the next video, we'll explore a powerful yet simple rule. The no 0-day rule. Do something every day so you never fall off track again. Bullseye, and always remember, you don't need to start over with the world. White right pointing backhand index, you just need to start over with yourself.